Okay, guys, we're here for our Wednesday media availability with Coach Musgrave. As always, let me know in the chat and we'll get you started. We'll start today with Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
Yeah, Bill. Who are you looking at the fullback spot, and is it still a traditional fullback, or are you tending more toward the H-back situation?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a tight end doing fullback jobs at this stage, and we've got some other options that may evolve this summer. But right now, it's tight ends doing fullback jobs when we request those jobs of them.
Anybody in particular? I mean, you got a bunch of tight ends there.
Yeah, I think they all know it. They all know it. We've had Nick Alphen doing some of those. We've had Elijah doing some fullback jobs, Gavin Reinwald. Jake has been doing a little bit, with the Jake Muller from Capistrano Valley. So some good candidates, and it's really been working out well. Very pleased with the results.
Okay. Jake Curtis, any follow-ups here? Okay. We'll go to Max Frankie from Bear Insider. Max, I think you're on mute there. There you go.
Coach, could you talk about the progressions Chase Garbers has made this year?
Yeah, he's definitely more comfortable in the system. He's getting more time on task. He's gotten a ton of turns thus far in these 13 practices. We just completed another one, had nearly 90 plays in it, 11 on 11 football, 90 plays. And so he's getting the lion's share of those reps. All the quarterbacks are getting some invaluable turns, at our concept. So the more they see, the better they can become. And so we're really, really pleased with this spring thus far.
Okay, we'll go to Trace Travers from Rivals.
Yeah, continuing on that thought, one thing Coach Wilcox has said about Chase is his need to continue to make plays on schedule. Are you seeing more of that as he gets more live reps this spring?
Yes, the more turns he gets at the concepts, the more comfortable he is, the more he can throw it early and with anticipation, not waiting to see if the receiver is going to break this way or that, or where the pockets in the defense might be, but he's anticipating much better, which is just natural for all QBs. That's not isolated to Chase. It's all quarterbacks. We need turns to feel comfortable and then start throwing those balls on time and early, where they can arrive when the separation still exists from the defense.
Gotcha. And turning back towards the tight ends, I think we've asked about Jermaine Terry more than anybody, but how have some of the other tight ends, how have they done this spring with regard to Colin Moore, Jake Tonjes, Ryan Wall, and the young guys?
Colin had a big catch today on a deep crossing route from Zach Johnson that might have gone, 40, 50, 60, made a good move on the safety out in the open field. Colin did. Used a stiff arm. So he's creating some explosive plays in the pass game, very reliable in the run game. You talked about Jermaine Terry. He had a strong day again today. He's blocking people. He's catching the ball. He's got dynamic ability. So we're really excited about his future. Nick Alphen is another guy that's making a lot of plays. It's just, he shows up every day, making a crucial block or catching a ball down the field because he's so big and got such a big wingspan and catch radius that the quarterbacks love throwing to him. You just get it near him, get it within a square mile, and he'll come down with it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a little more about Nick Alton, considering he has a bit of a volleyball background. Are you seeing that show up in some of what he's able to do?
I don't think I knew that, but now it makes total sense because he does. He has good body control. It's great to have that frame out there. When he blocks people, he covers them up. I mean, he covers up linebackers. We trust him when he blocks defensive linemen. So he's carving out a role for himself. He really is.
And then the other two guys at the position, Elijah Maharo and Jake Muller, you've said they're playing some H-back stuff. How are they progressing?
Yeah, Jake's doing some good things. Very savvy. He just got great instincts. Now he's still a young guy. True freshman right now, but he's doing a good job. Then Elijah, he's got a great body control. We run him on a lot of shallow crosses and on the move routes. And he caught, I think, a number of balls today. He gets over there on the sideline. He does a nice job of making people miss. He looks for small numbers to run them over. So he's an ascending player that we're looking to implement even more than we did in 2020.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to Max Frankie.
Yeah, on that thought as well. A new tight end that's coming in is Kalecki Lapto. Can you talk about the skill set that he's going to bring once he gets here?
Yeah, he's going to bring a lot to the table. I talk to Kalecki all the time. Cannot wait for him to get here in June. He's got a new position coach because Marcus Tuiasosopo went to Rice. So Jeep Christ is the new position coach for Kalecki. So they've connected, and we can't wait for him to get here. There's another guy with a huge wingspan, huge catch radius, and we'll just get it near him and he'll be able to pluck it. He's got a really great frame where we'd anticipate him filling out and being a lot bigger here in future years. He's pretty slender right now, which is good. He can really move. He'll retain that movement and fill out and really be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay,
Thanks, Coach.
back-
And back
go
to
ahead,
Chase
Max.
Garbers. Last season there was. Oh yeah, and back to Chase Garbers. Last season there was a few times where he wasn't able to get the deep ball down and wasn't able to get through some of his progressions. How much would you say that was on his that? How much of that would you say was his fault, as opposed to somebody not being open when he couldn't make the progressions?
Well, I'm thinking back to some amazing games he had. I know he threw for well over 300 yards against the Beavers, played well against Stanford. I know we beat Oregon. Even Chase, that first Sunday morning game, he did some good things. We didn't have the production that we wanted, but we're very pleased with the way Chase played. Very pleased with his progressions and accuracy. He's feeling more comfortable all the time. We're not asking, anybody to do crazy stuff out there. And Chase definitely, man, he's smart. Like today, he was making really risky throws in small windows, but at the same time, if it wasn't there, he was content to protect the football. And that's tough to achieve that balance. So really, really pleased with his spring. And also he did a lot of good things last fall that we're looking to build on that formation just from that small sample size of what 4 game we had. As we know, we had many games canceled as we got to play. So I thought Chase did a nice job last year.
Yeah, and can you firmly say that he's your number one quarterback going into 2021?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is Chase's squad. We're riding Chase, and we're going to have a great year. I mean, our defense is always going to be good. We've got to pick it up on offense so we can get up to the defensive level, and then we'll be cooking with gas.
Okay, Trace Travers.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about both Burl and Aristotle mentioned how much of a jump Tommy Christakos has made from last fall to now. What can you attribute that to? Is it just having more time out there or just a level of comfort?
Yeah, I think a level of comfort. He's been here a little bit longer. Obviously, showing up last June, we didn't have any summer lifting or player run practices or any fall camp. And so in the fall, he really came on late. Let's say those last couple weeks, whether it be the Oregon week, the Washington State week, Tommy started showing up in practice, making big plays, and a lot of eyebrow raising plays. And so he's picked up right where he left off from the fall this spring, with every single day doing something, out of this world. So he's another ascending young wideout.
Yeah. And with that, Coach Wilcox mentioned that you guys are making more contested catches in practice. Is that by design, or is it just a measure of everybody getting more comfortable?
Well, I think those guys are really competitive. The defensive backs are making a lot of good plays too. We've thrown our share of interceptions. So it goes hand in hand. We're trying to get our guys open, but you're right. A lot of times the defenders are standing right next to us, and it is going to be a contested catch or something like that. So our guys have been doing well. We've got a super group led by Burl Toller, and Burl instills competitiveness in that group. He leads that group. He mentors them. He coaches them. He teaches them. He inspires them. So the wide receiver group is in good hands.
Awesome. Thank you.
Another question from Max Frankie.
Coach, can you firmly say that Zach Johnson is the number 2?
Well, right now he is. He'll be number 2 when we go into the spring game on Saturday. So he'll roll with the 2s. Chase will roll with the 1s. Both Robbie and Spencer will get the rest of the reps, as it shakes out there on Saturday. And then we'll see how it goes, of course, in fall camp. We're still quite a ways away, but as we stand today, Zach's rolling with the 2s.
Jake
And
Curtis. Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, Max. Sorry.
Sorry about that. In the future, do you see the future of the quarterback situation at Cal as a good thing, like compared to recruiting classes that you've seen in the past with Kai Milner and Justin Martin coming in?
Oh, you bet. You bet. We're really pleased with the entire program's direction. And Kai will get here. We've talked about him before. We'll get him here in June. But the guys we have in the quarterback room right now are doing an outstanding job. They've had a really, really productive spring football.
Okay. Jake Curtis.
Yeah, Bill, anything in particular you're going to be looking at during Saturdays?
Well, yeah, it's a really good training for us. Our defense is very multiple, both in fronts and coverages and pressures. So any opportunity we have to go up against our defense is a chance to learn and get better. So we'll be looking to see how we can make adjustments during the scrimmage, during the spring game, seeing how guys react when guys experience a bad play. Do they bounce back? Do they able to, finish up with a following play that's outstanding, or does one bad play affect the whole series? So these are all great learning experiences. So we're looking for our team to grow as a group, but also individually.
Okay. Anybody with the final question for Coach? Bill, thanks a lot.
Thank you.